I just missed a whole bunch of chat. Hold on, can you hear me? Yes, I just missed a whole bunch of chat, so I'm trying to go say hi to all the chat people real quick. I'll just do it here. Hey, Duncan. Hey, Jenton. I love that you love the music. I'm so excited that everyone's discovering the music today. This is great. Josh Manders, if you don't... Good morning, Matt Stauffer. You know, I've actually never seen whatever that movie, that Good Morning Vietnam phrase comes from. I know it's Robin Williams, and I know he's like a radio host, but I've never seen it. What's up, Amadeus? Oh, what's up, Gallagher? Good to see you, man. Here's what we're working on today. What we are working on is reviewing, I love it, thanks Lee. We're reviewing some work that was done by John Sugar, who's here in the stream, to finish converting Lambo, which I'll explain in a second, from a shell script, which I wrote years ago, into a PHP-based script using Laravel 0 by Nuno Maduro. So we've been working a whole bunch on it, and then he took over the last little chunk. He finished the chunk. I'm going to review it today. I'm going to try it out, and if it works, then we're going to launch it. We're going to tag it. It's going to kind of be like an alpha version, and then we're going to build something called presets. And there's actually an existing pull request to add a concept like presets to the shell script version by Jeff Finley, at Quicklight Turtle. But we're going to take that same idea and we're going to bring it into the PHP version. So what Lambo is Lambo's a tool that surrounds the Laravel installer. So you type Laravel or Lambo my project, and it spins up a new project. It CDs into it. It does git init, npm install, whatever, all the stuff that you always do. It does all that for you with settings and presets to help make it easier. But it was a shell script, so it was hard to test, and it was hard to add new features if you didn't know how to write bash scripts and stuff like that. So we're moving it over to PHP. The presets idea is right now, the only time you can do anything different than the base, like for example, I want to spin up a database or whatever, is if we add a feature to it. And so the number of flags that are getting added to Lambo are kind of a lot. And so the idea like this is instead, you can make your own presets, and you can have your own presets locally, but then also the community can supply presets as composer packages. And so I would have, like, the first thing I will make is a Titan preset. And so you'd basically do, I'm not sure exactly what, but I'm thinking maybe like Lambo space, my project space, presets equals or whatever, something like that. And then you'd say the name of the preset, and the name of the preset would either be it's one of the ones that you have locally, or it would be a composer one that you've required. And so we'll have to figure out exactly how to do that. So that's how it's going to work. Okay, cool. So John says there's some edge case issues. So this is definitely going to be like an alpha. We were originally thinking about like trying to release this to like an alpha group, but I'm just going to tag it and just tell everybody, if you upgraded this latest one, it's going to be very different, and just kind of figure it out. Thanks, Lee. I enjoy my lighting, although I just noticed that my lamp in the back looks kind of dark today. Let's fix that. Tripod lamp is at 76%. Let's pump it up. Pump up the lamp, pump it up, pump it up. Yeah. Also, I'm sure I'm not the only person who has incredibly dry hands from washing and sanitizing them all the time. So let's handle that now. A little bit of Eucerin. And then we're going to get started. When I contributed to it to test, I ended up with about 30 test folders. That's exactly it. It was very hard. Like, I was showing some folks how Lambo works, like development on Lambo works. And to test it, you just got to do it over and over and over again, because there's no way to really write automated tests around shell script stuff. So I'm super excited about that. So let's get to it. All right. As always, episode notes. What are we doing today? We are reviewing the latest PR to finalize moving Lambo to Laravel 0, releasing Lambo. Actually, what version are we on right now? I'm assuming it's going to be 2.0. Releases. Oh, it's going to be 1.0. Wow. Releasing Lambo 1.0. Is there the ability to tag a release as beta in the Semver system that Packagist uses? I assume no, but if it's possible, somebody let me know. And then beginning work on a PHP-based presets tool. Cool. All right, let's do it, everybody. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is pull down this massive pull request. Thank you, John Sugar, for all of your hard work on this. Basically finishing up. So this is basically merging. Oh, so real quick backstory. Who is it that started it? Somebody started a Laravel 0 one a while back, and he has a name. I think he's Portuguese, and I always forget his name, and I'm so sorry. IJ Patricio. He's a great guy. I've met him several times, but I can never remember his first name because it's not in his thing. So he started this, and he did a lot of work on it, but it just got to the point where it was a little bit over. No, Nuno made Laravel 0, but Joao maybe? I'm not sure. So he made this thing, and what is going on here? Why won't it just let me click on this pull request? Did I do something wrong here? What's going on? I don't know. Anyway, he made this pull request, and then Andrew Morgan from Titan did some work on it, but it just kind of got a little bit overwhelming. So what I'm going to do, so what I did was a while back, I restarted the whole thing from scratch, used some inspiration from some of their best ideas, and then I got it almost all the way, and then John basically took it, started on January 10th, and kind of finished my work. So that's what we're reviewing today, is John's completion of my work. Link was swallowed, GitHub, Stephenson/bats. Oh, you're saying what you use to test shell scripts. Yeah, it is possible to test shell scripts, but it's not easy, and it's something I didn't understand very well, so this was a cool idea. All right, so we're going to tag 1.0. So if anybody has the chance to go look up whether we can tag something as alpha or beta in Packagist, I'd love to hear it. Otherwise, we'll just tag it as 1.0 and just put a warning on it. Okay, so what I did was I pulled this work down locally. Let's get this a little bit bigger for y'all. And then it was giving me a squawk about composer.lock not being up to date, so I did a composer update, which hopefully won't bite me. So what we're going to do is we now have this Lambo right here, and I believe the way it works here is you do Lambo new instead of just Lambo. So the old Lambo would be Lambo my application, but when the new one, it's going to be Lambo new, I think. Although, you know what? It's been a while since I worked on this. Maybe it's possible to do without new. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go down here, and we're going to make a temp directory. And then we're going to make a temp directory. And then in here, oh, that's cool, Marissa. If anybody could give me a link to make sure that that is correct, including you, Marissa, that would be really helpful. But I really hope that that's the way to do it, because I've always wanted to be able to do a tag like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is basically do .. /Lambo/Lambo. And I believe when you run that, yep, it runs this script right here. So we're going to have to get it up to date to not to say v.o.5. Okay, Andy Huggins is pasting this. Should max x.y.z with an optional suffix for RC, beta, alpha, or patch versions. Here's a few examples of... Ooh, okay, so that my guess is that's v2. So I think what we're going to do is v2.o or 1.o.o-alpha. Does that sound right, Marissa, and anybody else? I think that's right. So let's put a note that we also need to bump the version to, actually, let's just do that right now. So somewhere in here it says vo.5.5. My VS Code's not working for some reason, and I don't feel like dealing with it right now. So we're just going to do Sublime Text right now. Oops, accept. Okay. So I want to find o.5.5 somewhere in here. I assume it's in, okay. It might be that that's one of those things that is reading the actual tag. So we might not ever have to actually update that manually, which would be nice because I have to update it manually in Valet and it kills me. Okay, cool. So Lambo, new, my application, arguments. Great. Oh, cool. I didn't know that you could do alpha 1 and alpha 2. Thanks, Sven. Okay, so... let's try it out. So what we're going to do in temp here is we're going to do the simplest possible one. Thanks for following Xpoto. So we're going to do .. /Lambo/Lambo new first project. And we're going to do it with no configuration. Now, here's one note. I do already have a Lambo config file in the new format, which is config.json. But I'm going to delete it to see if it handles the conversion of the old one correctly. So let's go look at our... vim.lambo/config. So these are our things here. And then let's also do vim.lambo/config.json. So I believe that this is a correct approximation of this, but let's delete it to make sure that when people move over, it handles it correctly. So we're going to move, you don't use .json anymore. You switch back to non.json? Okay, well then I'll just remove it. rm.lambo. John, are you just checking to see if it's a JSON file, and if it's not a JSON file, you just convert it, but convert it in place? What do you use instead? All right, so Lambo new. So while John answers that, I'm going to do /Lambo. So new first project. I'm not going to pass any customizations. I'm just going to run it on its own. Oh, you know what? First, real quick, we're going to do Lambo/Lambo. We're going to do our 3 options. We're going to do help screen. Okay, cool. We're going to do, do I have an after file? Oh, so it doesn't use, oh, so it actually is still in .env. Oh, great. Very cool. Okay, so then, nice. So let's use edit config. I don't know what it is launching here. Okay. So we'll have to test out edit config. That's probably more about my local setup than it is about the script. So edit after will probably have the same problem. Yes, install it. Okay, well, I think that's my local config. Thanks for subscribing, Ibrahim Bangdawala. All right, so let's make a new application, and then we'll look into the edit config and edit after problems in just a second. So new my project. And let's see how it treats us. All right, verifying path availability, directories available, verifying dependencies, Laravel, Git, Valet are available, running the Laravel installer, Laravel new my project -- quiet. So it must default to quiet. I love this output, John. This looks really nice. It's opening it up in VS Code. It's opening up potentially, yeah, it's opening up the right directory, which I like. To use Laravel front-end scaffolding, the composer package Laravel UI is required. Installing now. I love it. Composer require Laravel/UI -- quiet. The max default editor for JSON is use Xcode. My editor is Vim, so it's not that. Also packages /about. Let's see what that is. All right, oop, let's see, what are these errors? All right, oh, you know what? Because it's running my after script, which is not configured for this version of it. So let me go really quick, modify this. Actually, these should be correct. Compose required Laravel front-end presets, but I'm just going to comment these out for now, just so we can see how it works. All right, so John, is this one of those things that you were talking about where it runs something as an error, but that's not actually an error? That might be the case. Open. Yep, that's it. It runs open, and open doesn't want to work with my editor, so we might have to switch that. Okay, cool. So John, right here, this thing where it says error, is this the thing you were mentioning where, and it's okay, I'll launch it as an alpha with things that are not errors saying they're errors. That's okay by me. I just want to know so we can focus on that as something that we need to fix. All right, so let's look at things we need to fix real quick. Things to do either now or later. Fix open, after to not open in Xcode, but instead what? Use editor? We're not sure. I think there's a reason why we weren't using editor, but I think let's just talk about that. Okay, and that was the other problem we run into. Okay, it's where fix terminal output that shows as error text to not show as error text when not an error. Oh, you haven't. Well, it's not Composer erroring. That's the interesting thing about it. It's just Composer showing a non-error as error text. This stopped because I stopped it. All right, so let's try it again. Okay, whatever. /Lambo/Lambo new my project. I do use Vim with a special config. It's very long. There's a lot in here. I had my dot files online for a while, but I don't anymore. All right, so VS Code opens correctly, which means it's opening my config file correctly, because I have code right there, so that's good. All right, and it opens up my project.test, which says not found because we're not actually in my sites folder correctly. All right, so let's read all these notes. Opening your project in code.env figures compiled, or files configured. All right, so let's go into our my project. All that special thing. Yeah, you're very welcome. My project. All right, let's take a look at it. All right, so we've got our git log, which is going to have a single commit called initial commit, which is great. We've got, do we get an editor config by default with Laravel now? I don't know if I remembered that. We've got our .env. We've got our .env.example. They are set to my project and my project.test. DB is set to the database of my project with root and null, which is the valet defaults, which I love. And the app key didn't generate. So let's figure out why the blue background, you mean this? If so, I totally agree, Marissa. Figure out why app key didn't generate. Yeah, I totally agree. I love it. All right. So, oh, I must have been looking at .env.example. Just kidding. Hey, Adrian. So .env has the app key correctly. Great. So far everything looks good. What are the other things that should happen by default? Laravel installer, open the editor. Yep. .env correctly. Yep. Key generate. Yep. All right, so let's see. Do we have the Laravel/UI package? Yes, we do. And then did it run PHP-powered in UI Vue? I would assume so, although we can check that in a second. Did it initially commit? Yep. Did it run my after script? Yep, although we'll have to take a look at the errors on that. And then valet open. Great. So let's take a look. What happens when you run, the stream will last for 43 more minutes. So what we need to do is figure out, did the Vue bootstrap work? And the answer is yes, it did. So by default, it all works, and it looks like it honors my config. Now, we could individually test every single config thing in my config, but I'm going to avoid that. So let's just double check that. Oh, so John, do you know why it's using open for after instead of editor? Because I'd love to switch to editor if possible. There are tests that should work. Yeah, it should all work. Oh, that wouldn't be in there. That would be in Lambo. Let's run those tests on not your machine to see how they handle my machine. I did do a composer update. So failed asserting that MySQL does not being to install contains database name. So that looks like that might be a class config does not exist. Target class config does not exist. Now I did a composer update. So it's possible that's the problem here, John. So let me, all right, so this is going to be composer, install the older version, and then run our tests. But either way, I'm okay again if we are doing an alpha. If that test is not working just on my machine, that is perfectly fine, and we can figure that out in a minute. So stop using editor because it's set to Vim. It screws it up, tries to run Vim within the PHP process, and it dies horribly. Huh. That's interesting. So we're going to have to figure out how to make those work. Okay, so yeah, so that is a legitimate problem. We need to figure out how to, John said, using editor. Hey, Psionic 100. Editor opens Vim within the PHP process, which ends horribly. Okay, so we need to fix that right there. We need to fix this terminal output capture thing. And then we need to fix the tests failing on Matt's machine, but not John's. And my guess is this is something to do with either the MySQL version or the yeah, we'll look in that one in just a second, Josh. Thank you. I think what I want to do is release this as the alpha and then work on fixing those particular problems so that y'all here and other people can be testing the alpha. So as long as it does the basics fine, the most common things fine, I'm okay with that for the alpha. Okay. Failed asserting that MySQL does not. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to try and fix this problem right now. I'm so tempted to do it, but I'm not going to. Okay. Oh, you know what? This one right here might fail on machines that don't have MySQL because I don't. I only have it in Docker right now. I had trouble with my local MySQL and I got rid of it. So that might be the problem here. In which case, I'm not actually sure what to do there. Oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. MySQL does not seem to be installed, will not contain the database name. That's it. That's it. So yeah, so we'll have to figure out how to handle that. Or maybe tests will always just fail on machines without MySQL installed. And that's okay if that has to be the case. Okay, cool. So what other things did we want to test here? Like I said, I could test every, you know what I could do? I could just test one time that configures all of these things. Hey, Miguel. Yeah, thanks, Josh. We'll definitely try that. Okay, let's try one time with everything. So Lambo, Lambo/Lambo, new, Lambo/Lambo, new my project. And then we're going to say, so --editor equals subble, --message equals howdy, --path equals, I'm going to skip path because I never remember the correct syntax. So let's test path later. --browser equals, I don't even know what that path would be. Okay, let's test. Anything has to do with paths I'm a little bit nervous about. So pre-launch test path test browser. Okay, cool. I can't, oh, and all the database ones. So John, I'm actually going to just trust you. Have you tested all the database ones? Yeah, Nuno, that was a great idea. So all the DB ones I can't do right now. Let's do the develop branch --dev. Let's do the auth --auth. Let's run npm install --node. Let's run npm run dev --mix. Let's create a valet link. Yeah, and that way it'll actually open correctly. Secure it --secure. Don't do full. Show command line output. Sure, with output and no quiet. Sounds good. Let's see how it treats us. Run out. Oh, so out is what happens when you don't squash everything. This is the output from some other process, I assume. Oops. All right, so customizing the, oh, sorry, y'all. I just realized I had not zoomed this up. I skipped if MySQL not. All right, we got an error. Okay. So how had it been spun up, but composer install had not been run? And which of the flags would have made that happen? Oh, it's because we got an error here. Your requirements cannot be resolved to installable set of packages. Oh, it's this dev flag. Does the dev flag not work anymore? That's probably what it is. Laravel new something --dev. Does dev even work for Laravel? The Laravel, or should dev even work for the Laravel installer these days? It's possible that's just broken on the Laravel installer itself. That's what we'll see here. If so, then we can't support something that the installer itself breaks on. And why is that? Why are we not? I mean, we should be getting support over 7.0 if we're on dev, right? Oh, support doesn't, facade ignition doesn't allow for above 7. Interesting. All right, well, I'm going to go ping those guys. Because I think that that's something that they might be okay. Let me just real quick note that. Hey, Chris. The pollen is horrible. I wish I could show you on my car. There's a yellow windshield with my windshield wiper shapes on it. So, okay. So we're not gonna allow the -dev one to bother us. Let me actually keep that up on another screen so that I can see any responses that come through. All right. So let's go back to share full screen. And then get that chat to place where I can see it. Yeah, the pollen is terrible, but it is a beautiful day outside. A few alpha issues, and that's totally fine. This -dev thing has nothing to do with you. The same problem would happen on the old version, so don't even worry about that, John. Okay, cool. So we're going to follow up with Taylor/ignition about -dev failing, but again, that has nothing to do with what we're working on right here, John. So you're good. So let's go back here. Let's modify this right here and take dev out. Yeah, it's beautiful here. -dev. And you know what? I have terrible allergies, and I'm not being affected by the pollen here yet, Chris. So I'm hoping that there are different pollen here in Atlanta, and I won't deal with them like I did in Florida. I hope. For those who don't know, I just moved to Atlanta, and Chris also lives in Atlanta. Ooh, a lot more output this way. I love the default less output that you made, John. So much going on here. It's so much better just not having to deal with this unless you feel like it. Okay, npm install silent is getting these errors. I left Florida. Hey, there you go. And it's HTTPS, so the Valley Secure worked. All right, hold on just 1 second. Let me copy this problem and then see if anything else errored, then I'll answer those questions. All right, so I wanted Valley unlink it and Valley unsecure it in just a second, but let's go to my project and see. Oop, we got missing. Oh, okay, that's fine because it doesn't actually do a git commit after the npm run. So npm install worked, npm run dev worked. Let's see if we have our auth views. We sure do. Let's see what else was on that command that I should check to make sure we have. Did we get Sublime's the editor? Yes. Did we get Howdy as the message? Yes. Did we get auth? Yes. Did node run? Yes. Did mix run? Yes. Did it linked and secured? Yes. All of those worked. Friggin' fantastic. All right. So, okay. So what I wanted to do was Valley. Is it unsecure and unlink? Because I don't want that just kind of loading. And as soon as I'm done with that, I will go take a look at what y'all are talking about over there. Valley unlink, I think it is. Great. Okay, so we got one error here. So let's paste it, and then I can go answer some questions, and we can figure out how to fix that error. Ooh, it copied a whole bunch of things that I didn't want, but didn't copy the thing I actually wanted. This is what I want here. So let's just leave that open. Okay, questions. Why did you leave Florida? Florida was too hot for me. We lived in a small place in Florida where there wasn't a lot of access to work for my wife, who's an actor, or travel for me, and opportunities for our kids. So we wanted to move to a place that was a bigger city, better travel, easier access to both of our families, because they're both a flight away, so we can now fly there a lot more easily, more acting opportunities for her, more options for my kids. Question, how to generate transaction ID for payment be less than, I don't know. You can take string length and then append a time stamp on it or something like that. Just wait, couple rounds of different pollen. Oh, that's fun. Example, that weird issue. NPM has worked. Okay. Few waves of pollen. Oh, God, I don't want to think about that. Oh, no kidding. Yeah, a lot of people have said that the COVID-19 starts feeling like pollen at the beginning for some people, like their seasonal allergies. So, woof. Samuel, I would love to answer it, but the simplest thing is if you need something less than 15 length but unique per time, then use the time generator. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm sure there's options. I'm sure I've done it before, but not off the top of my head. All right, so we need to figure this thing out. Can I paste screenshots into Notion? That would be really nice. Oh, nice work. All right, cool. So we can deal with that. Oops, sorry about that. We can deal with that later. But for right now, we're going to switch over to here. Okay, so I think everything worked that we wanted to work. Oh, so let's try something on my after. Just to see. What's up, Hisham? Do I have Lambo/includes? All right, so let's make dir Lambo. What I want to make sure is just that it's like the traditional after script would run correctly on here. So let's touch .php/cs.dist. Just kidding. Touch Lambo includes php/cs.dist, and then let's vim Lambo/after, and we're going to do, I think there, yeah, right here. Copy everything from the Lambo includes file into project path, and let's just make sure we actually are getting project path correctly in there, right? Well, one thing I want to know, John, is do we have access to project path like this, like we did in the shell version? Because if not, then this type of thing is going to fail, and we're going to have to find a new way, because we need to give these after scripts access to that project path somehow. So if this right here is not going to work, we need to find a different way to do it. So just do a normal Lambo, new ABC, and so in theory it's going to run this code right here, and we will see if it has project path. Also, look at that too. Wait, how is that ARIA directory? I didn't do one yet. Oh, I guess I did? When did I do that? Okay. That's weird that the command line tool sends it to standard error. That's very strange, Sean. We'll definitely have to dig into that once we get this alpha released. Okay, so it ran without any problems, but it did not echo correctly. Oh, that's because we had it squashed. Poop. Anyway, let's go see if it worked. So we should see .php/cs.dist, and we see it. So the after script runs correctly, and it does get access to the project path. Whoop, whoop. Hey, Jonas. So, y'all... Oops. I kind of think it's good enough for the alpha release. I think we're ready to go. And is there anything that I missed that is going to block an alpha release? Because, I said I was going to test these ones. Well, I can't test DB name, but there's literally PHP unit tests for them. Browser path. I think you have to pass the full path in. So let's see if I can get it to open in Chrome. Can I do find Chrome? I kind of think I can't. No. So I don't think I can do that either. Yeah. Okay. So ls/applications. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Okay. So applications / we don't need, well, there's PHP unit tests. So, hey. Thanks, Josh. I always do my tags in releases in the GitHub UI, but you're right, that is certainly a way to do it. Okay, so this is what we want to paths. This right here. Okay, so let's try it. So Lambo, new BCA, browser equals this right here. I think that's going to be it, and hopefully it'll open in Google Chrome. Oh, so it runs in CI. Yeah, absolutely. 100% agreed. And that would be a really great live stream, is to have its tests run, use GitHub Actions to make its tests run. Yeah, totally, Marissa. And good call on that, Marissa and Samuel. All right, so we have 3 more things to test, and then we're going to push it. Browser, path, and, oh, not database. So yeah, browser and path. That's it. Burr, 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 burr. Okay. Open-A application/Google Chrome.app BCA.test. I bet you that has nothing to do with that, but Okay, that is a problem because it worked when I ran the exact same thing, but it doesn't run it. Doesn't work correctly in here. fs make path rep failed with error for number 43. My guess is that's that same thing that happened when you tried to run Vim inside the PHP process. Is that right? Whereas it says this is really good if it detects the command as echo or print displays that as an action section of some kind. Meaning within after or within what else? Within what? Fix browser command, probably the same opening. Oh, really? It has? What did you pass in when it worked for you, John? Well, anyway, I'm going to grab this, throw it as a to-do. It's a nice thing about being able to do an alpha release is it doesn't have to be done before we alpha release it. Okay, and the other one we're going to do was path. So I think the way I'm going to do that is going to be doing Lambo from here, new XYZ dash. Okay, so you like your echo, blah, blah, blah. It displays in the output in a big yellow box. Oh, yeah. I think that's a really interesting idea. So it's clearly like an echo that's coming from something else. Lambo new XYZ dash path equals, hopefully it expands tildes, sites / temp. Yeah, Marissa, but I think I get what you're saying though. Interesting. Why is it showing all this stuff when it didn't in the other ones? That's weird. Oh, hold on. That wasn't Lambo. That wasn't our Lambo. That was the, there we go. That will do it. Lambo new. Do we have a new directory in here now? Yep. Just kidding. Okay, back to /Lambo uses Lambo in this directory. New super friends dash path equals tilde / sites / temp. Let's see if that works. Jonas has escaped the slashes in the path string. I don't know. Ahmad, good to see you. Thanks for hanging out. All right. All right, path works. Go team. We tested path. So browser's the only one left to fix there. And then all right. So now I think we're good to go. So Josh showed how to tag it locally and push it up, but I am going to show y'all that I actually tend to do things in releases, which both tags it and then releases it. So you can tag things here and have it not be considered a release, but it'll still, it'll still show up as a release. Oh, first of all, hold on. First of all, we need to merge this pull request in. Boom, baby. But then there's also this idea called releases in the GitHub UI, and releases tags it and releases it. And so if I were to say draft new release, it would actually create a tag on here for me. And the benefit of doing it that way is you get this ability to like write descriptions on it. So I'm going to do it in here. I think that's possible to tag it locally and then build a release on that existing tag, because you can target. Oh no, I guess you can't do that. Yeah, you can target an existing commit. But yeah, so I tend to build my tags in here, and somebody can tell me if that's not the right way to do it. Okay, so check out master, clean up all the other crap. What do we have here? Okay. Oh, you know what? Because it didn't merge it into master, it merged it into my Matt Stauffer one. So we need to still merge that one in. So let's do a pull request for that. I have not played with semantic release. MES/Lambo0. So yeah, I started this November 27th of 2019, and this whole process when Joao was doing it started quite a bit earlier. Convert to Laravel 0. Inspiration. Oops. From IJ Patricio and Andrew Mile, and then new version from me and John Sugar. John, you have different usernames on every single platform. Uses commit log to determine the next release version. Oh, that's cool. What is John's username on GitHub? They give people credit. It is John Sugar. I don't know why it's not assigning it there. Oh, I'm seeing a comment here, so that means I already had that. I already had that pull request, and I must have just reopened it, I guess. That's weird. I didn't even know that was the case. I think it just took my old pull request and replaced it or something. I don't even know. Oh no, he just committed it on a commit, so it wasn't existing. That's so interesting. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I am so confused by everything that's going here. I think, Nuno approved it. All right, so you've got conflicting files with composer.json, composer.lock, and Lambo. I don't know how, I didn't even think Lambo had composer files before. Is it really? It did. Oh, just so it can be pulled in. I don't know why it's got convert to Laravel 0. I don't know why it's got conflicts. So let's resolve these conflicts. All right. Ooh, I'm bummed that we're requiring 7.2. Nuno, is that necessary? I didn't even look at that. So I feel like we should have a Laravel installer requirement, and I feel like I would really love it if it worked in PHP below 7.2. So that's my one holdup there. Composer.lock I'm not going to be able to fix, so I'm just going to have to do one of those ones where I just say approve it, broken, and then go from there. And then this, I don't even know why there's any conflicts at all, because it should just be all gone. Wait, why is this in conflict? It just should be not there. 7.2 is the oldest supported version of, for what? For Laravel 0? Oh yeah, but I mean, I have to work on PHP 7.1 apps all the time, like locally. So I switch my local PHP to 7.1 all the time. So I would love for Lambo not to break every time I do that. I feel like we should have the whole thing where it requires the Laravel installer. So I kind of want to keep Laravel installer. The problem is this particular machine I'm working right now is not the one that I always install PHP 7.1 on. Here's what we're going to do. I'm kind of tempted to say add and test PHP 7.0 / Laravel 0 uses PHP 7.2. Is there a recent version of... so there's not even a recent version of Laravel 0. Okay, so we're just going to basically... So I'm wondering, do I keep releasing... You know how like Laravel will keep releasing like 5.blah even while they're still working on 6.blah? I think what we might have to do is keep no new features, but include mods to the pre 1.0 versions, so that basically anybody who doesn't have PHP 7. Whatever can still keep working in Valet with the old shell script. And I think that's pretty possible. I mean, they can just constrain it to those releases. So I'm just going to have to add the notification to the README that that's going to be the case. Okay, so let's figure out why we're having this weird merge conflict. So what I said here was I wanted to also keep this Laravel installer requirement. because it makes sense to me to have the Laravel installer be required. Who uses PHP 5 Monkas? I don't know what that means. Okay, so I want to bring in the Laravel installer requirement. I want to add authors. I want to go add some contributors there. Oh, got it. It doesn't work in custom chat. All right. Okay, I think that's it. PHP unit, mockery, PHP, okay, so I think this one is, wait, post create project command, PHP application app rename. That, my guess is that's a Laravel 0 thing. Nuno, can we get rid of that? Browser issues, you don't use the path, just use Chrome. Oh, interesting. I did not know that. We might have to change the specs on that. What does it say? Path browser. Yeah, so can we just change it to be, and you can do this PR later if you'd like, John or whatever, we can change this from being browser path to being like browser name or something like that. So that doesn't look like a path. Thanks, Nuno. All right, Nuno says I can get rid of this post create script, so I'm going to do that. And then we're going to call this good for now. Mark as resolved. Okay, so the composer.lock, there's no way to fix this problem. So what I'm probably going to do is just allow it to be broken in this commit. And then just basically, like this is just going to be an invalid lock file. And then I'll just completely just go wipe it locally anyway. Because I don't really, like, you can't manually fix, like it'll look like some lines of a composer.lock are like easy to resolve. Like, oh, it's just a timestamp. But then some of them are just going to be pure misery. So, oh my God, this whole thing is pure misery. What if I just turned it into an empty file? Yep, let's do that. Is there a remove full file from this merge option in this UI? Oh well, too late. Now this is the weird thing. Why am I seeing, so there's a file in both of them named Lambo, but in the shell script version, this is what it looks like, but they're not showing us the PHP version and like the rest of the diff. So I don't understand what's going on. Oh, missing comma in required section. Thank you. Can I hit commit on that? It's okay. Either way, I'm going to fix it in a second. So, you know what? Let's hit refresh and see what it lets us do. Okay, cool. Thank you for catching that, djekyll. All right, so someone was saying remove full file from this merge. Is that an option here? I don't see that anywhere, so I'm just going to go back to doing what I did, which is that. Hey, Juan. And then I don't know what's going on here. Like, this is going to make it be the wrong version. Like, this is not what I want. All right, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to just deal with it, and I'm going to resolve it locally instead. Sorry, everybody. All right. So we'll get conflicts here. Oh. All right, now we can deal with this ourselves. So we can do vim composer.json. We can solve our problems here. And then we can do composer update, so we can get a fixed composer.lock file. Actually, rm composer.lock, because I think it tries to read it. And then composer update. And then what on earth is going on with this Lambo file? Like, it's just the old one, not the new one. So that doesn't make any sense at all, because obviously we want it to be the new one. So let's grab the new one code out of here. Hold on, let me make these things quiet. Is there an easy way to find the Lambo file? In here, anybody? Jump to Lambo? Here we go. Here you go. This is what we want. So I don't know what on earth is going on there, but we're just going to grab the correct one here, and then we're going to vim Lambo, and then delete to the end, and then make it the right thing. That's what it's supposed to be. Yep, okay. All right, so I think we've resolved all of them. Cool. Resolve, merge. And then again, even though I know how to do it, I like to do these in, I like to follow their instructions for how to resolve them. It's only because we've modified the Lambo file in the master. Yeah, but Nuno, I should have seen both the old modified version, and then I should have also seen mine, and like the PHP version. And maybe I was seeing it and I just couldn't notice it. But like every single time I came into here to go to Lambo, oh, it's because I was looking at this right here and just totally missing. I saw this and thought, oh, this is the old one. This is not the old one. I'm just a total idiot. So that's it. I'm just an idiot. Fun. Gosh, sorry, y'all. Check out master, merge, no fast forward, git push. All right, so master of Lambo should now be the new PHP-powered version. A little applause sound effect. I'm going to get sound effects at some point. Thanks for following someone whose name hasn't showed in my thing yet. Shows up on the screen. Murali Krishna. Hooray! It's Laravel 0 now. Okay, so let's now tag the alpha 1 and then update the README, and then I don't know if we're going to make any process pass there. So programming, it's a joy. No kidding. All right, so normally what I do is I come in here and then I look at the commits that have happened. I probably won't do that as much this time, but so this is going to be v1.0.0 - alpha 1. And then I always just do the same thing for the title. I don't even worry about a different title. So what I'm going to say is this marks the alpha release of, can somebody here make sure that alpha 1 counts? Somebody suggested it, but I just want to make sure that we've got double check on other people that alpha 1 and alpha 2 and alpha 3 are viable. This marks the alpha release of a new version of Lambo powered by Laravel 0. This is the alpha release. There are some known issues, but they shouldn't majorly impact your usage of the tool. Please open new issues on the repo if you have any trouble with it. Please note, PHP 7.2 is required if you regularly work with older versions of PHP. Please constrain your Titan Co/Lambo global composer requirement to below 1.0.0. Okay. I personally separate the alpha and the 1, so it's 1.1. Samuel says it needs to be .1. John says .1. It's valid without the 1. Okay. If it's common to do the 1, why don't we just do the 1 even if it's valid without it? Does that sound cool? Yeah, alpha or beta.3. All right, everybody double check this. Anything we need to do before we push this? Also, again, states on the right, yeah. Anybody? Anything else we need to do before we push it? So Jake, would you suggest that the dot is bad? Although it sounds like somebody up there said Josh says he does it with dot. So now here's the question. Can we not use the dot in? Okay, if spec examples in Composer use it without the dot, I'm just going to do it without the dot because I'm just going to be safe. All right, anything else y'all know we need to do before we push this out? I'm waiting, I'm about to hit this button. Thanks, Mark, I didn't know you're here. Real 2. Let's do it. Too late, Lee. Too late. All right, cool. So let's now pull this down on my local and see if it works. All right, so Laravel Lambo. Okay, so I've got star, so I'm going to get it. So composer global update. And obviously we're not going to get to presets today, but if anybody is interested in learning about what presets are going to look like a little bit, you can take a look at poll number 44, where Quick Like Turtle in 2017 introduced it. We had some conversations back and forth, but by the time he was done with it, that's where we were already talking about switching it over to PHP. So April 20th, 2018, we were already talking about switching it to PHP. So I never finished it. Yes, question mark. So did we get Titanco/collect is updated, but where is Lambo? It did not update. Oh, you know what? I bet you my global doesn't allow for alpha. There is a story behind Launchpad McQuack. All of my brother's machines were named after superheroes when we were kids, and so I named all mine after Disney characters. So, and Launchpad McQuack is a superhero alter identity of Donald Duck? Question mark? Yes. All right, so I have to do the minimum stability. Minimum stability. And I know that we normally have dev in here, but I feel like I need to change it to something else. So let's look up some more composer docs. Composer minimum stability. Stable dev. Oh, I can do alpha. Although interestingly, if I get Lambo star, I feel like I should even get dev master for that. So why did I not get the Lambo update? Anybody know? Oh, which version of PHP? I might be on. Oh, sorry, Launchpad McQuack. Darkwing Duck is, yes, Launchpad McQuack is the pilot from DuckTales. Darkwing Duck is my other machine, and Darkwing Duck is the superhero alter ego. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, Launchpad McQuack. You know, like the big main duck who always wears the little pilot hat? Right there. That's Launchpad. I grew up watching DuckTales. Nope. What was the other show that he was in? Launchpad was on Darkwing? Oh, cool. I feel like he was in a different show too. Didn't he have his own show for a while? Oh yeah, he was Darkwing Duck's sidekick. Tailspin, yes. Oh my God, Tailspin was good. Okay, do we get it? Yep, so he was in Darkwing. See, it's all connected. All right, y'all, why are we not getting the updated version of Lambo? John, you did fantastic work, man. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to stick on for a couple more minutes, y'all, because I'd really like to get this working on my local. Composer.lock. Lambo. Yeah, we're still on 0.5.5. I have this alpha packages cache. That's a good question. It could be. Nope, v1.0.0-alpha1. I mean, I could do dev master, but why is this not being... I've never had a local composer cache problem. PHP 7.2, Laravel 0/framework, over 6.0, Laravel installer 3.0.1. Maybe I have some version conflicts where I can't install Laravel 0 framework and Laravel installer 3.0.1. So let's see which version of the Laravel installer I have. All right, so I've got that at 3.0.1, but I bet that there's something where these things are in conflict with each other, and so I can't do it. It's the one problem with globally installed stuff. See you, Marissa. Thanks for hanging out. 5-year-old daughter just finished watching all DuckTales. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know they were on Disney Plus. Now I might have to go watch them for my kids. So we've got Valet and Dev Master. We've got Laravel installer. I mean, I'm willing to change this to star. We've got PHP units, PHP CS fixer. I don't think that's a problem. Tlint, I can change to star, but I don't think it's bringing in anything. And then PHP unit I could do over 8.0. Let's see if that helps. See you, Lee. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, that's so awesome to hear, Josh. I'm so happy. Yeah, I was thinking about the dev master too, Nuno. Vincent, saying the same idea. Yeah, if this thing I'm doing right here doesn't work, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it out of composer.json. I'm actually going to just run that require so we can see what the conflict is. All right, so what do we get? PS works on my machine. Great, I'm happy to hear it. That means it's my problem, not your problem. Tighten collect. Well, let's just do this. Oh, look at that. It works for me. So we have this unreleased version. So I'm guessing that once we get a stable tag, this will say v1.0.0 instead. So yeah, so let's try it on something. So let's say I want to do something COVID related or something like that. Oops, it's going to be new now. New kill COVID. And then after we're off the stream... No! What just happened? Huh? We had this problem a long time ago with this -n thing, but I thought we fixed it, and it certainly didn't happen earlier today. Does that only happen when you're running it globally? Also, do you know that we have more? You see that we have more things on here? Some work must have happened on my branch after you branched yours off, John. That's what I'm thinking. Because you noticed that when we were testing yours earlier, we didn't have the make or make files. All right, well, that's a bummer. Shoot, I don't want to leave it just not functioning at all right now. I mean, you can't do anything while this error is happening. Man, that is nasty. Trying to see what the output was when we did it earlier. We were in the help screen. I'm not sure if we're going to see it. -- node. Yeah, this is an entirely different thing here. Why is this so different? What on earth is going on here? So I reordered and reorganized this whole thing at some point to what it is on your branch, and like yeah, but Josh, that was something that we had fixed. So I don't understand how it got... Oh, look at this. Re-enable npm install in the -n command. So I did that since... Let's look at that commit and see what it did to us. So I brought it back, but it was in... God, what is going on here? I wish I remember all the steps. Okay, hold on. Let me open up... Everybody watch Matt Thrash. Favorite part of the streaming experience. Yeah, I kept disabling it and re-enabling it, and finally I got rid of the -n flag and just made it -- node. And you can see, so this screenshot right here is the way it was this morning when we were testing it earlier. The setup is different. I got rid of make config and make after. So let's see what else has changed. Browser, front end. So the front end is different. You see how we switched from a Vue, React, and Bootstrap over to a front end? The database things were different. Like all this is the old version of it, but we merged John's work in. So how did that happen? Like this is very confusing to me, honestly, y'all. Did I not merge John's branch into my pull request, into my branch? Trying to remember what's the name of the file where actually I don't know, jump to, I think it's called options or something. I think this is where all those options are defined. So yeah, so like in his branch it gets renamed from create DB into DB name. So it should be DB name because we merged this branch into the other one. But I bet if I go to master right now, what's that file's path? app/options. Something is screwy here. And I'm sure it was my fault. If I go to DB name, it's not there. See, it's reset back to, but the only conflicts that I resolved were composer.json, composer.lock, and the PR isn't merged into master according to the Git history tree. How is that possible? Yeah, we did it into Titan Co PR83. Oh my God. This didn't get merged into MES Lambo 0. This got merged into PR83. So there's probably a PR83 branch that was distinct from MES Lambo 0 somehow. Oh my God. That has John's work. So John's work didn't get merged in. Awesome. That's fine though, to merge John's work in. Can't automatically merge. All right, so there'll be a merge conflict or two. That's fine. Composer.json. Let's do it right here. All right. John, do we still need that ext.json? I kind of feel like we don't, but I'll wait until you tell me no. And then that's it. And then it'll merge his stuff in. I don't know what happened. And then we can do a new tag. Yep, Alpha 2 coming soon. John, if you're still here, do we still need this ext.json or no? I feel like that was back when you were reading JSON files, and since you switched them back to .env, we won't need them. All right. I don't think so. Good enough. It's alpha. If we end up needing it, that's okay. Yep, that's it. 1.0. That's why whoever came up originally suggested doing alpha 1, alpha 2. Thank God for you. All right, so we're gonna merge this in to master. I'm just an idiot. That's really the only thing going on here. And then let's go do a release. And we're gonna do fix a failed merge that contained vital updates to make the new I wish I had clicked this. This is a pre-release in all of these, but I'm dumb, so I didn't. All right, Composer global update Titan Co /Lambo. And meanwhile, we can pull it down here. We run /Lambo. Does that look correct? Don't forget, yeah, that pre-release button, missed it again. One day I'll remember it. Okay, cool. So I didn't update it again. for whatever friggin' reason. But we can at least look at it here in master, which is really the same as the global one, and it is now the correct one. So if I go here and I go /Lambo/Lambo kill COVID. Oops. It's going to take me a while to get used to having to put new in there. Thanks, Mark. And then meanwhile, we can work on our README. So this GIF doesn't work anymore because it's, so I'll add that, record a new GIF. Record new GIF, update README. I'm actually just going to say this real quick. Note, if you're working with the alpha, all right, cool. And so kill covid.test. Hey, it's working. All right, that was it. Next time around, if we do this, it will be